The best things about this One News election team are the combination of passion and experience.
I really love election time.
You're going to get that breadth of coverage from all our reporters. We have really clear information.
You are going to be able to understand what the election result means for you.
What's most important in this minute?
Exactly who has won, where and when. It's going to be a fascinating night.
Join the One News team for Election Night Special. Coming up next, live on One.
No mai haere mai, tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome. It is so good to have you with us. This is Election Night 2020. On the day we select our 53rd Parliament, voting closes in just over 2 minutes. And I suspect I may speak for many of us when I say thank God it's over. God.
Tonight will be very different because nearly 2 million of us voted early. That's well over half of all enrolled voters, a record number of early votes. And that means that we will actually know, won't we, unusually early in the night, how things are going. Will the polls be right? How will ACT, the Greens and New Zealand First have gone? Can the Maori Party make it back? We are right across the country, from Russell in Northland to Gore in Southland, and a great many places in between.
And here in the studio, we're going to be joined by a really excellent expert panel of commentators who are going to provide us with great insights, and by Simon Dallow, who will brandish some state-of-the-art technology to show us how our next Parliament, Simon, will be looking.
Tēnā koroa. Lovely to be with you guys. Lovely to be with you too. Tēnā koutou katoa. With nearly 2 million of us voting early, results are going to come thick and fast tonight. Hard and early, you might say. And we'll be bringing them to you as soon as they arrive with graphics like this that help you understand exactly what's going on. The beehive's been painted white, in case you were wondering, and doesn't it look magnificent? I'll be analysing what it all means, how it affects you and the balance of Parliament as we work out what your next government will look like.
We'll also be talking a lot about some of the electorates that could really be important tonight. 2 or 3 Maori electorates that have the capacity to get the Maori Party back into Parliament. So we're going to be looking at those in depth, and Simon is going to be absolutely able to crunch the numbers.
And we have our gallery team with the parties tonight. We will cross live to them right throughout the evening. We've also got a talented and opinionated group of experts standing by to tell us what the numbers mean and to make sense of why things are going well for some and a little pear-shaped for others.
Yes, Emma Espiner, Morgan Godfrey, Liam here and Nikki Kay, whose own Auckland Central seat from which she stood down, of course, will be one of the most fascinating contests of the night. That is another one that Simon will be looking at as the night goes on.
One other thing to mention too is that the referendum results will not be known tonight. We won't know about those for another 2 weeks. So the only result that matters tonight is the result of the general election.
So if you were planning to roll a giant joint to celebrate your party winning, don't.
A little bit of jazz cabbage is not on the agenda tonight. So the polls are closing. Unless you are watching this on your phone as you walk in, voting is almost done. Please don't watch this on your phone as you're walking in. You need to concentrate because you've got 4 ticks to make. Now, here's an interesting stat. There has not been a one-term government in New Zealand since Labour were ousted in 1975.
Norman Kirk died in 74 and poor old Bill Rowling found himself leader. So who will take it tonight? Thank you for being with us. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Aotearoa, to Your Vote 2020.
Well, the final votes have now been cast. New Zealand has had its say, and it draws to a close a campaign that strangely had a false start thanks to COVID. A staggering number of New Zealanders have voted early, 1.9 million of them. That is 57% of all enrolled voters, and it all comes down to tonight.
Yeah, a feature of previous election nights has been the long wait for results, often quite late. And there's been some charm in that as we've crossed to campaign headquarters in search of the best sausage roll or fair trade quinoa at the Greens. But not tonight. Tonight we will have votes counted early and in big numbers. Just a reminder, as Hilary said, we will not get the referendum results tonight. That will be a couple of weeks. Tonight is all about the composition of our next Parliament and our next government.
Right, take a look at this. This is where some of the action is going to heat up tonight, but we're not just at party headquarters. We will be in electorates right across the country, and political editor Jessica Mackay is live from Labour Party headquarters in Auckland's Town Hall. Lovely to see you, Jessica. How's the mood right now? Seems a little bit quiet.
Yeah, I mean, we've still got a lot of people to fill up the 1,000 people who are expected here later on, but I have to...
A lot during the evening.
Yep.
Talk to you very soon. So what about the two women vying to be our next Prime Minister? This is their first day of campaigning in weeks, off campaigning, I should say. So how are they spending the evening? Well, Wendy Petrie is at Jacinda Ardern's house. Melissa Stokes is at Sky City Hotel, where Judith Collins is based tonight. Wendy, lovely to see you. Any hints of what Jacinda Ardern is up to right now? Have you had a little sneaky look?
Kia ora, Hilary. Yes, I'm outside Jacinda Ardern's house in Sandringham, and I was also outside her home in 2017, and once again a few bemused neighbours have come outside wondering what the fuss is about on their street. Yes, the family...
Sorry, but we do have some preliminary results coming in. So here we go. Here is the way things are looking just at the moment, with, you know, a small percentage of votes counted
this is early days.
at the moment.
Yeah, Nikki Kay's just come in and sat beside me, and this is a brutal welcome. Nikki Kay, Labor on 50 at this stage, National 26. We're going to try and get a tally of how many votes have been counted, how many this is. But look at, I'll tell you what a roller coaster ride it has been for Nikki Kay's party. 3 leaders in 10 months. 3 deputies in 10 months. Nikki Kay was one of them. Has Judith Collins done enough? Our reporter Mikey Sherman is at National Party HQ down at Auckland's Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron just beneath the Harbour Bridge. Kia ora, Mikey. How's the mood there? I don't really want to ask after those early poll numbers, those early count numbers.
Yeah, kia ora tātou. Look, the mood is rather quiet here at the National Party Election HQ. Obviously, those early voting numbers that are...
I think you were tough on them. I think the reality is we tend to have quite presidential election campaigns.
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you there, Nikki. I feel so rude interrupting everybody, but goodness me, Wendy's got some food.
Right. Clark, you've done it again. I'm very, very impressed. You've done it again. Last time 2017, and now you're back with some more, what looks like fish sliders and venison bites. Tell us about it.
Well, I wasn't actually going to do anything, but then there were so many reminders this week to come and do this. Yeah.
Just a little bit of pressure on you.
Yeah, and it was a good excuse to sneak out and go fishing.
Advance votes as well have favoured the left for some reason. I mean, obviously I'm being optimistic here, and that's what we're going to find out.
And of course there's a possibility too that all 3 of those women could end up in Parliament.
Yes, that's right.
Chloe Swarbrick's on the list. She will go in regardless. Helen White as well. And if Emma Mello can win the seat, drive through the middle, as you say, split the left.
Auckland Central could have 3 MPs.
3 female MPs.
Chloe Swarbrick's number 3 on the Greens list, isn't she?
Yeah,
so she
absolutely.
She's a shoo-in on these numbers, yeah.
I think we're also going to look at... Sorry, Hilary?
No. I was at... You go on with Nelson.
All right, Nelson, as we say. Nick Smith's held this for a long, long time. There's been a lot of murmurings that he is in trouble here. 27% of the vote counted. There's a lot more than the other ones, of course, more than a quarter. And if that indicates the future, if there is a difference in the polling booths, then that's got a lot of...
Well, it was a safe seat when Anne Tully had it, but she's standing down now. That is a fascinating contest for National Labour. Yvonne, thank you so much. Yvonne in Te Haoauru.
Simon's got some numbers to crunch too, haven't you?
Yeah, we want to pick up on that, on the Maori electorates and have a good look at them across the country. Remember, 7 Maori electorates in the country to add to the 64 general electorates. Here they all are. 7 of them leading from the top of the country. There are 4 that are safe Labour seats. Can't be argued. As Morgan was pointing out, there are 3 that are contestable. The safe ones, Te Tai Tokoro with Kelvin Davis, Hauraki Waikato with Nanaia Mahuta. You've got Ikaroa Rafiti with Meka Whaitiri, and probably the safest of them all, Te Tai Tonga, the whole South Island, the whole Te Waipounamu, along with Wellington as well. That's owned by Reno Tirakatini. They're safe seats, strongholds, sinecures, if you like. But the 3 we're looking at particularly, Te Tai Haoauru, where Yvonne was just a moment ago, and that's Debbie Ngāre Wapaka, co-leader. She's got a base that is around the centre, around Hawera, centred on Ngāti Ruanui, her iwi.
Those patterns on election night, are we?
No, we're not. And look, we're going to take a brief break.
Are we?
We are.
Goodness
Are
gracious.
we? Yes, we are. We're taking a brief break. We'll have a breather. We'll be back. We're going to console Nikki. Everything's going to be fine. We'll see you in a moment.
This Sunday on Q&A, the results will be in. We'll have interviews with all the winners and losers in this year's election. What will it mean for the next 3 years? A 2-hour Q&A special tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, TVNZ1.
For the Maori Party, let's bring in Jessica Mackay, who is at Labour headquarters with Claire Szabo. Jess.
Thanks very much, John. Yes, I am joined by the Labour Party President. How are you feeling watching all of this coming in?
It's a huge night for us here in the Labour Party. Obviously, we're
political life. But something else is happening here. Because if you add the Greens to Labour, and the Greens played very little role whatsoever, we're now looking at about 59%, 58 or 59% combined centre-left vote. So this is an enormous swing, isn't it, Emma Espiner?
Extraordinary, and looking like it'll go through without the New Zealand first handbrake.
Here's what it would look like tonight. If you're wondering why we're not talking about it at the moment, you can put your jazz cabbage on hold. Right
jazz
now.
Cabbage. Jazz cabbage. Who are you fooling?
You keep your jazz cabbage on hold, John Campbell, because I tell you what, we're taking a break and the referendum result won't be out for a couple of weeks. Hold that thought. I'm shutting you down. We've got to pay for this broadcaster. We'll be back in a minute. We've got to...
What are we doing now?
We certainly are. We're taking a commercial break and we will be back very, very shortly. We've got to bring in Simon because there are some extraordinary results coming in some of these electorates.
Yeah, we've mentioned how the urban electorates generally favour Labour, but some of them, of course, and that's not universally true. In Auckland, of course, you have the eastern electorates like Tamaki and Pakuranga that are national biased, and of course even East Coast Bay is up in the upper part of the North Shore. But coming down to the northwestern bridges, the west and the north, this is the Upper Harbour electorate that was dominated, of course, by Paula Bennett, had a massive margin last time around. The national candidate replacing her, Jake Besant, is behind with 55% of the votes, behind Vanushi Walters, who has an almost 1,200 vote lead. Jake Besant, of course, coming into this with a little bit of controversy over his CV. If we look to, I think we're also going to go now to Northcote. Northcote's just across Auckland's Harbour Bridge, basically. This in 20 well ahead of National. I think we have Jerry Brownlee down the line.
Hello, Mr. Brownlee. Hilary Barry here. We were just
stayed the way that they are. There would still be a range of people with ministerial experience.
Well, we can see now, here are the latest party votes that you're seeing on your screen now. And with 41% of the vote counted, Labour on 50.2% of the party vote.
Labour Party, or is it Judith Collins and the National Party? And the answer is overwhelming tonight.
Yeah, you can't underestimate it. Thank you so much, Morgan. We're going to take a break. We're waiting for Winston Peters to arrive. We'll be back very shortly. Is that what this is looking like?
That's exactly what it's looking like.
Let's go back to that. I was enjoying that. Come on, that was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, stink.
Judith Collins.
Is this a commercial break situation?
You know, the moment we take a commercial break, Judith Collins will arrive at National.
Oh, no, not commercial break.
We're not going. Yeah.
Oh, National.
It's like when you light a cigarette,
Judith
the bus
Collins.
always comes.
Oh, the time.
Here is...
How good was that timing?
Yeah. Here is Judith Collins. So she is down at, just beneath at the Yacht Squadron building, just beneath the Harbour Bridge. She has...
Welcome back to Your Vote 2020, where we've got these whiz-bang graphics where we can show you the makeup of the next Parliament. Labour, National, that's how it shakes out. Let's have a look at the minor parties. We add them into the mix. There we go. We have the Greens and ACT. And that's how it is going to look.
So the centre-left, Labour and the Greens, have a total of 74 seats as it stands. We are not over yet in a party of 120. It has been a remarkable night, and the woman who is responsible for a great deal of it, Jacinda Ardern, who has just been re-elected as Prime Minister of New Zealand, is standing by with our political editor, Jessica Much-Mackay.
That's right, Jacinda Ardern is with me now.
Welcome back to Your Vote 2020. Your votes have mostly been counted, 91.6% of results counted. Labour, 49%, and that means 64 seats. We talked before about the wasted vote. It's a slightly pejorative term, but what it means is we talk about just take a break because we're owned by the taxpayer of New Zealand, and you are insistent that we earn some revenue. Otherwise, we'll just be a bludgeoning television network. So the ads you're about to see aren't a source of frustration. They're, in fact, saving you from paying any money for us.
Hallelujah.
Mātau, which for Māori will be the very first thing that they want to see. Whether she will do it, it's unclear, but with the Māori Party victory or likely victory or possible victory in Waiariki, that is perhaps...
This is the story of the night, really. This is the story of the 2020 election campaign. Labour, 64 seats. National, 35 seats. ACT, 10. The Greens, 10. And the Maori Party, because at this stage, by the narrowest of margins, they have 1. Waiariki, 1. New Zealand First are gone, none.
And did we put ANZ on there? Did we put Advance up?
I don't
know. It was a bit eccentric, wasn't it?
Maybe it was a product placement for the bank.
Yeah, look at that. 0. They didn't make it. Maybe it was because Emma gave them a special shout out. Having said she wasn't going to mention them all night, she did. So we popped them up on the graphic.
I really want to thank
a joy having you both.
My absolute pleasure.
Yeah. Well, we'll do it again in 3 years, eh? Will we still be here? We might be
I'll check the polling
first. Might sub us out. They might sub us out.
The only thing that's as brutal as politics is the media, Hilary Barry.
The night. Hey,
let's just enjoy it.
Let's acknowledge the bosses are in bed. Us. Who would have thought 10 years ago?
I know that you and I were hosting TVNZ's election coverage.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, the night is nearly over.
Christie, if you're watching.
The night is nearly over. It's just as well. We're about to lose our jobs. We'll be back in just a moment. Just a moment. Lads, I started tonight expecting to be the headmistress. I bought the bell. This is the bell.
Yeah.
Do you recognise that bell? From the leaders' debates? I wasn't the one ringing it, actually. I thought I would have to use the bell a lot tonight, and I didn't. So credit to you both.
Thanks very much.
That you saw me glaring at you from the sidelines. Yes, dropping things.
Yeah.
They saw me glaring at them from the sidelines. I was the timekeeper. And they moved on to different things, so I didn't have to use the bell. So lovely working with you both.
Thank you so much. This has been a tough year. This country and this world has had a tough year. And this is an extraordinary result. 97.9% of votes counted, so 98%. Labour have 64 seats, National 35, ACT 10, and the Greens 10. Now, whatever your politics, we can only hope that the government that you have so resoundingly voted for does the job you want them to do. Because if they do, we will all win.
And it's over. Bye. Go to bed. Go have a drink.
I just know one thing. I want to thank the team. I want to thank the team, the gallery team. I want to thank the studio team who've done such a great job. And I want to thank the control room.
They're amazing.
There's a heck of a lot of people behind the scenes.
Okay, night.
Thanks very much.
See you at the bar.
Working with you and lovely to meet you too. Goodbye. Good night. Go off to the gym. See ya.
Oh, you guys.